Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 1357 Grand Final. It's the Tier 7 French light tank, a premium light tank at that, and it's located on the south spawn of Lakeville Encounter under the command of the BassmanFromHell. Well, what can I tell you about this tank? Well, it's a version of the AMX 13, which is a 13-ton tank, and this one has the 57mm gun. It never got put into production because they have problems with the gun. It's a very long gun, 100 calibers in length. It's got a very good penetration on the APCR rounds, 90 alpha, and a very fast fire rate. It will fire one shot every 1 second and take 16 seconds to reload a mag. Now it looks like Bassman's going to take it off onto the lake road and do a bit of spotting for his team. Always dangerous, so you might go over the edge if you just get your driving not quite right, and you want to slow down as quickly as you can at these edges. And oh, well, look at this large number of enemy tanks making their way into the town. It is an encounter game, so you don't really want to be in the valley if you can help it. You can see a Hellcat so spotting over to the left. I think the Bassman's pretty well covered. Yep, he's well concealed in that bush. Yep, you can't see him. And an enemy Type 64's turned up, probably trying to do the same job that Bassman's doing to spot the enemy. And he is picking up some spotting assist. He's got 689 already. Just adjusted his position just a little because his rear end was poking out from behind the bush. Well, they're getting shots on the enemy. You can see there's a T-43, an M6, and of course we know that Hellcat's somewhere around. The magazine holds 8 shots. The turret is an oscillating variety, which means it hasn't got quite the gun depression that other tanks have because the engine's up front. So the gun, if it's trying to depress, is depressing over the engine, and that's why it has slightly less gun depression you'd like. Well, the Panther M10's going up ahead of us. Oh, Hellcat keeps poking that corner, and Bassman tried a shot at him, trying to hit his engine. It wasn't spotted because he fired when only the rear of the vehicle was poking out. I don't think the Hellcat knew he was here. But the enemy are trying to keep us out of the town on the south side. So Bassman's decided to try and go after this Type 64. Auto-aimed. Gets one in. Nope, couldn't get the second one in. Oh, took a round from that Hellcat. That's a 90mm round, 232 hit points lost, and it's damaged his engine. And the Panther M10's firing back at that Hellcat. Bassman's going to try and get a shot on him as well. Oh, he's got an AMX 12 ton. 2 in, 3, 4. Couldn't get the kill shot. I think he's going to try and stay here for the moment. And a Chi-Re's turned up. I think he needs to get behind the rock as well. And he's not quite behind the rock. Oh, and the Chi-Re's been killed. But Bassman managed to kill that Hellcat. He got 35 hit points into him. And I think he's now going to go after that Type 64. But he needs to fix his engine. Yes, he's fixed it. And now he's motoring. He's burned 1 round already, but he's got plenty to spare. 7 rounds, misses that one, got to the second one. So that's 2 kills so far. Now there's a Tiger, a KV-85, and a P-43 Tur around here. P-43 Tur's been taken out. Now can we get the Tiger? Auto-aimed. Oh, that round hit the ground. Going after the Tiger now. He's manually aiming, trying to go into the engine bay. Going to have to reload. There's full penetration on the standard AP. You've only got 143mm, So sometimes a lot of players will actually play with mostly APCR, but it's very expensive if you do that. You do get much better penetration, and he's taken down the Tiger. I've noticed some players will play exclusively with APCR and they get good results, but the problem in the long run is cost. Oh, took a round from the KV-85 for 423, but he took him out, and that frees the tanks in the pass to come through and go after the cap. And that's a Firefly 5C. Named a 5C because it's got the C stands for the 17-pounder gun. And the V is actually not a VC, it's actually a 5C, a Roman numeral. Okay. Well, we're dashing to the cap as quickly as we can to get a reset. There's only one tank of ours in the town. It's the 40 TP, and he's facing a T-3485, a 45 TP, and AMX 12 ton. There are only 4 enemies left. They've got one Arty, but we don't know where that one is. And Bassman's trying to race in as quickly as he can. Oh, there's the T-3485. You don't want to go down a narrow road on a long distance, because T-3485 will put a round into you for 180 hit points just like that. But Bassman, he's got a full mag, he's ready to go. There's the AMX 12 ton. Auto aim. Kills him. So that's a partial reset. 45 TP, auto aims on. Oh, the T-3485 took one of those rounds. Auto aiming onto the T-3485. Puts 2 in. Oh, and unfortunately he gets double tapped by the 45 TP and the T-34. But the 45 TP's been killed, so's the T-34. And that means the only remaining enemy was the Arty, and he's just been found and killed by the KV-2. So that was one hell of a carry at the end by his AMX 1357. He did manage to get that cap reset just in time. I didn't want the enemy to get the cap out. And here's the end of battle results. The second class tanker for the BassmanFromHell in the AMX 1357 Grand Final. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fire for effect as well. But he also picked up a defender medal. He managed to get at least 70 defense points on the cap, and that earns him that medal as well, which is very nice. That's an epic medal. And the win rate for that game, 6,492, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest amount of damage in that game, funnily enough. That went to the Panther M10. He managed to pick up a Steel Wall, Defender, and a Confederate. He got 2,247 hit points, but didn't pick up the high caliber. The next highest score after that was the P43 Tur with 2,210. And after that came the Oni and the 45 TP. Bassman came in with 1,688 hit points of damage. He did manage to get the highest number of kills though. He got 5 kills in total. The next highest scorers only had 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, again, he's got the highest amount because he was doing a lot of spotting as well as going in and finishing off some of those tanks and helping his team to get through the pass in the valley. 1,112 base XP. The next high scorer was the Oni with 886, and then came the VK3601H with 877. He fired 29 rounds of 57mm ammunition. He got 25 direct hits and 20 penetrations. Most of the ammunition he was firing was standard AP. Damage of 1,688 hit points, of which 386 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy, all of them were penetrations. The armor on the AMX 1357 really isn't made up for rounds going through it. It's only for small arms fire to deflect those from the crew, but it really, anything with a higher caliber is going to go straight through. He did also receive a shot by way of splash damage from the enemy. He spotted 8 enemy vehicles, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 5 of them, and did damage assistance, I should say, spotting assistance, at 1,434 hit points. He managed to get in total 100 defense points on the cap. I think he must have reset it more than once. I think that AMX 12 ton, he reset it while it was capping, and then it went into hiding. And when he came back out, he reset it again. And so yes, he accumulated the full maximum 100 defense points. On the credit side, he earned 69,267 credits after repair and ammunition resupply, and he didn't use any APCR in that game. That's why he did have a few that didn't go through, didn't penetrate, and a few that hit the ground as well. 62,597 credits he took away. He received 1 bond for getting the Defender, and 1,668 XP times 2 for the first victory. 334 consists of a premium vehicle, took away 3,670 experience points altogether. He said, must carry harder, sorry. Well, actually, he did carry hard. He did. And if it wasn't for him coming in and getting in there as quickly as he did, the enemy might have succeeded in capping out before the Firefly VC could, or 5C could get there to the cap to finish them off. So yes, he did help his team a lot. And yes, he was doing some spotting, some nice spotting from that bush at the start of the battle. Didn't pick up a huge amount of spotting assists, but it's still a comfortable amount. And if you get a spotter badge, you've been a help to your team. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.